When I say the word structure, something in you tightens. I know, because it used to do the same thing to me. And I want to talk about why. Because I think the reaction is costing you the exact thing you're trying to protect and build. Welcome back to Made Intelligent. I'm Stephanie Stripe, your host. Last week, we talked about how the business ends up living inside of your head. Today, I want to talk to you about the thing most people reach for to fix it and then immediately reject. Structure. Structure, and specifically why that freedom you are chasing is not on the other side of having less of it, it's on the other side of having some. Let me say the objection out loud because I have heard of it almost every person I've worked with, and I have said it myself. Structure means I have to clock in. That's it. That's what people think. It means I'm tied to something or tied to someone. It means somebody else decides what my day looks like. And the whole reason I built my own thing was so nobody will ever get to do that to me again, right? That is the belief. And I want to be careful here because it's not a silly belief. It came from somewhere real. Most of us left a job 9 to 5 to get away from exactly that, the clock. The permission, the being owned by somebody else's calendar. So structure got filled in your head under the thing I escaped. And you have been treating it as the enemy ever since, right? So you removed it. And I want you to be honest with me about what actually happened next. You did not get freedom. You got work with not edges. The laptop open at 9 at night. The Sunday that is not really a Sunday. The dinner where you're physically at the table and mentally in your inbox. The vacation where you say, I'm going to check just once. And then you're checking twice. And then you're waiting for that email and you check a third time. And then it's not a vacation anymore, right? Nobody's making you to do any of that. There is no clock. There is no manager. That is the part that should tell you something. You removed the thing you thought was the cage, and the work simply expanded to fill everything you left open. Because that is what work does. Work does not have a natural stopping point. There's always one more thing. The only thing that has ever stopped work is a decision that it stops. And listen to this, it's a decision that it stops. And being available is not the same as being free. I want to say that again because I lived on the wrong side of it for a long time. Being available is not the same as being free. Here's the reframe, and it's much simpler than what people expect. Structure is not about working more. It's about setting limits. That is the whole thing. A beginning and an end. You decide what time you start and you decide what time you stop. And you hold both. That is not a schedule that owns you. That is a boundary you drew around your own life. And it's the only reason that there's anything inside it that belongs to you. Think about what an end time actually creates. Without one, there's no evening, there's just later. There's no weekend, there's just a slower version of the week. Everything blurs into one long shift that never technically ends, so you never technically get to rest. The limit is what makes the space real. A boundary does not take the room away from you. A boundary is the only reason the room exists. Now, take the exact idea and move it into the business. because it works identically there and almost nobody makes the connection. A system is a limit. It says, this is how this thing gets done here. And the moment it says that, you stop deciding. That is what people miss about systems. They think a system is more work and more rules and more rigidity. A system is the opposite. A system is a decision you already made, so you don't have to make it again on Tuesday when you're tired. And I will tell you what exactly is actually eating you, because it's not work. It's the deciding. 20 small choices a day that nobody documented, so they land on you fresh every single time. How do we handle this? Where does this go? What do we charge for this one? None of them are hard. All of them cost you something. That is why you can finish a day where you did not do very much and still feel completely exhausted. A system takes a decision off your desk permanently. That is not a cage. That is the closest thing to relief you can build. So here's what I would do this week, and I want it to be small on purpose. Pick one edge, just one. For example, an end time. Pick the hour your workday stops and hold it for 5 days. Not a morning routine, not a whole new calendar, not a system. Don't go crazy here. One line at the end of the day. That's it. Do not cross it. And I will tell you what happens, because it happened to me and it happened to everybody else who tries it. The first 2 days, you will feel like you're getting away with something. There will be a little bit of low anxiety underneath it and a sense that you're being irresponsible. That feeling is not information. That is just the old belief losing. And around day 3 or 4, something else shows up. Your day starts organizing itself around the limit. You stop letting things drift into the afternoon because there's no longer an unlimited afternoon to drift to. You know at what time you're going to stop. The limit does not shrink your day. It sharpens it. It helps you focus. So here are 3 things. 1, you did not remove a cage. You removed the edges. And the work expanded to fill everything you left open. A system is not more rules. It's a decision you already made, so you stop paying for it every other day. And 3, pick one end time this week and hold it for 5 days. If it feels irresponsible, that's the old belief losing, not a warning. Remember that. If this landed with you today, I have a newsletter that I sent every Thursday, once a week. That's it. I will leave the link in the show notes below. Don't forget to create space to think. And thank you for being here. Until the next one.